It's notorious bookworm and all around bringer of chaos, Louise. I've got a fat stack of books for you today. 4 books. Ooh, I can't stop reading. And I thought I'd try and be a little bit like normal and low key, and this is me talking very calmingly and quiet. So I've got my cup of tea in my hideous cat mug, and I thought I'll just have a nice chill one and give you my unsolicited opinion on these 4 books that I've read. So we'll start on the first one, which is, that was smooth. This is, I didn't realise it was like a young adult fiction. I keep picking up young adult fiction books. Not that I've got an issue with them, but whatever. So this book is by Sue Chung, and it is called Chinglish, which is an almost entirely true story. So it's like semi-autobiographical. I don't know, this book was kind of weird. I thought like, oh, it's a kid's book, I guess. But the dad was really weird and like abusive. And I thought like, oh, it was just going to be like happy-go-lucky. It's the 80s. It's in like the Midlands. I was thinking like, well, it'll just be fine. It'll be an easy read. And to be fair, it was. But it's weird that like the dad was really abusive and like really manic and like obviously had some kind of untreated mental illness, because that man was nutso, really. I'm allowed to say nutso because I'm also nutso. It was alright, you know, I'm gonna dunk it on the free pile, but it's weird that like they just sort of brush over it that the dad is like just beating everyone, and that's fine. And then there's just a bit at the back like, oh, if you've been affected, please phone Childline. Like, okay, it's a little bit much, but it was alright for 50p, you know. Book the second is The Familiars by Stacey Holes. I got this one from a Bernardo's on 3 for 2, so it was a great deal. I also picked it up because I was like, oh, the cover looks really nice. I expected more of this. So I think it's supposed to be sort of based around the Pendle witch trials, but it's not like very historically accurate. I don't expect it to be. But then the story's a bit like, meh, because you only really hear from like one person's point of view, and she's just like very like rich and privileged, living in like her big fancy hall with her fancy lord husband. And like she's unhappy, but like, can we hear from like the poor village woman, maybe? Can we hear from someone else? It was okay. I expected a lot more, but like it was nice little like, I finished it in October, like a nice little witchy sort of read. It was fine. I probably would read something else by it because it was quite an easy read. I did enjoy it, but I don't know. I just thought I would more to just sink my teeth into. I would give it a 3 out of 5 maybe. Like not a bad book, but yeah, it was okay. It was fine. Let me have a sip of tea from my hideous mug. It's like we're all friends. We're all just sat drinking tea together, and I'm just yelling my opinion about books to you. There's a book here as well that I'm reading at the minute, so just there, just in the shot. And there's Gonzo, and there's Heathcliff, and there is Reg. I don't think you can see him. Can you see his tail? You can see his tail. Oh, can you see his tail? You can see his tail. He's asleep, my little boy. Anyway. Lovely. That's still too hot to drink, though. I don't know what I'm doing. Book the fourth. It's Ghost by Dolly Alderton. I picked this up because I'd read her, like, biography sort of thing. Autobiography, I think. And this is her first novel. And it's about, like, being in your 30s and dating and getting ghosted. And I feel like I just sort of predicted what was going to happen. It was a very easy read, but I find, like, I don't know, the way she writes, the way she wrote her autobiography as well, I just find her a bit smug. I don't know, just a little bit smug. It was okay. I'm so eloquent when I'm talking about books. It was fine, you know? It was a good find for 50p. Very easy to read. Was it about 3 people? Or was it only about 2 people? Or 1 person? Oh, no, it's just about 1 I'm getting confused with the other book that I read that was about like 3 different people. I'll get to that one in a minute. But I felt like this book and the other book were the same. I don't know why. I just read one after the other, and I don't know, neither of them really left a lasting impression if I don't really remember what happened in them. But this one is about getting ghosted. I think it's about getting ghosted. It was okay. And last, but by no means least, I have The Cows by Dawn Porter. This was the one where it was like from the perspective of 3 different people. And they were all really horrible. And I don't know if I was supposed to like feel sorry for some of them. But they were all like very sinister, I guess, in their own sort of way. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was written. I felt like it was supposed to be 3 different people, but I felt like the writing for like their internal dialogue and stuff was just sort of the same to me. I don't know. I didn't really read it as 3 different people. I don't like it. I don't like it, but it was quite an easy read, so I just read it in like a day. I can see why someone gave it to the charity shop, is all I'm saying. This is a bad streak of books for me this time. I'm gonna go outside in a minute and put these all on the free pile so someone else can read it. But thankfully I've got about 1 million more books to read, because every time I go in the charity shop I buy like 3 books, even though I don't read them that quickly, but I love to have books. I want to make them feel happy and cozy in my house. So that was my opinion. My tea's not even a drinkable temperature yet. I've been talking too fast, giving rapid, quick-fire opinions on these books. And my opinions are meh. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, guys.